I held the cold, rusty key in my hand and looked at the small, dusty box hidden behind the old trunks. My grandmother never talked about this key, but the look on her face in the old photograph told me that it opened a door to a past she had tried to forget. Hello, and welcome to English Unwritten. Today, we have an amazing story for you. This story is slow, simple, and easy to follow English, so listen carefully and let your English improve naturally, one story at a time. My name is Clara. I am 28 years old. 2 months ago, my life changed completely. My grandmother, Rose, passed away. She was 90 years old. She was a kind woman with silver hair and a very soft voice. She lived in a large, old house in the countryside. The house was full of memories. It had a big kitchen that always smelled like cinnamon. It had a garden with tall sunflowers. And it had an attic, a place I was never allowed to go when I was a child. The attic is for the past, Clara, my grandmother used to say. And we are living in the present. But now the house was empty. It was my job to clean it. It was my job to decide what to keep and what to throw away. For 3 weeks, I cleaned the kitchen. I cleaned the bedrooms. Finally, only one room was left: the attic. I opened the narrow wooden door to the attic. It made a loud creak sound. I walked up the stairs slowly. The air was thick with dust. Small pieces of dust danced in the sunlight coming through a tiny window. The attic was crowded. There were old chairs with broken legs. There were stacks of black and white newspapers. There were trunks full of winter coats that no one wore anymore. I felt like I was walking into a museum of my grandmother's life. I spent the whole afternoon moving boxes. I found my mother's old school books. I found my grandmother's wedding dress wrapped in blue paper. It was beautiful. I felt a little bit sad because I missed her very much. Then I saw it. Hidden behind a large, heavy mirror was a small wooden box. It was black with silver edges. It was very beautiful, but it was locked. I tried to open it, but the lid did not move. I shook the box. I heard something small sliding inside. Slide, slide. I looked around the attic. "Where is the key?" I whispered. I searched everywhere. I looked inside old shoes. I looked behind the newspapers. I even looked under the floorboards. I found nothing. Then I remembered my grandmother's old jewelry box in her bedroom. I ran downstairs. I found the jewelry box on her nightstand. I opened it. Inside were her pearl necklaces and her gold earrings. But at the very bottom, under a piece of red silk, was a small, rusty key. It was an old key. It didn't look like a normal key. It had a small heart shape at the top. I took the key and ran back up to the attic. My heart was beating fast. I sat on the floor next to the black box. I put the key into the lock. It fit perfectly. I turned the key. Click. I slowly opened the lid. I expected to find gold or expensive jewelry, but there was no gold. Instead, there was a stack of old letters, a pressed flower, and a single photograph. I picked up the photograph. It was a picture of a young man. He was wearing a pilot's uniform. He was standing in front of a small airplane. He was smiling, and he looked very happy. On the back of the photo, someone had written, "To my Rose, always yours. Thomas, 1944. Thomas? Who was Thomas? My grandfather's name was Henry. I had never heard the name Thomas in our family. I started to read the letters. They were love letters. They were written by Thomas to my grandmother during the war. He wrote about the sky. He wrote about how much he missed her. He wrote about a dream of buying a small farm together when the war ended. The last letter was different. It was short. It said, "I am going on a dangerous mission tomorrow, Rose. If I do not return, know that I kept the key to our dream in my heart. I love you." I felt a cold shiver down my back. My grandmother had a secret. Before she met my grandfather Henry, she had a great love. A love that was lost in the war. She had kept these letters and this photo for 60 years, hidden in the one place I was never allowed to go. I sat in the dusty attic and cried. I wasn't crying because I was sad. I was crying because I realized that my grandmother was much more than just a grandmother. She was a young woman with a broken heart. She was a woman who was brave enough to start a new life with my grandfather. But she was also a woman who never forgot her first love. I looked at the pressed flower in the box. It was a dried rose. It was brown and fragile, but it was still beautiful. I decided that I couldn't just throw this box away. This wasn't just trash. This was a story. This was invisible progress. My grandmother had built a beautiful, happy life for my mother and me, but she had built it on the strength of her memories. I took the box downstairs. I placed it on the mantelpiece in the living room, next to a picture of my grandfather Henry. I think Henry would understand. He loved her too. A few days later, I went to the local library. I asked the librarian to help me find information about pilots from 1944. We searched for hours. Finally, we found a name. Thomas Thorne. He was a hero. His plane went down over the ocean in 1944. He was only 21 years old. The librarian found a small newspaper article about him. It said he had no family left. No one had ever visited his memorial in the village churchyard. That weekend, I drove to the village church. It was a quiet place with tall trees. I found the memorial stone for Thomas Thorne. I cleaned the moss from the stone. I placed a fresh red rose on the grass. "She never forgot you, Thomas," I whispered. "And now, I won't forget you either. As I walked back to my car, I felt a strange sense of peace. I realized that the past is not a scary place. The past is a teacher. It teaches us that nothing is free. Even happiness often comes after great pain. I went home and looked at the old house. It didn't feel empty anymore. It felt full of life. I decided not to sell the house. I decided to move in. I wanted to fill the rooms with new stories, but I wanted to keep the old ones too. I went back to the attic one last time. I opened the window to let in the fresh air. I looked at the old trunks and the broken chairs. They weren't just objects anymore. They were pieces of a puzzle. I learned that day that everyone has an attic in their heart. We all have secrets. We all have keys to doors we are afraid to open. But when we find the courage to turn the key, we don't just find the past. We find ourselves. I kept the old key on a necklace. Every time I touch it, I remember that life is short and love is powerful. I remember that my grandmother Rose was a hero in her own way. She kept her promise. She stayed always together with the memory of the man she loved, while still giving all her heart to the family she built. The secrets of the past are often the keys that unlock the wisdom of our future. If this story of mystery and memory touched your heart and helped you practice your English today, please subscribe to English Unwritten and join our community of learners. I have a question for you. Do you have an old object in your house that has a secret story? Tell me about it in the comments below. Practicing your storytelling is the best way to improve your English. Thank you for listening, and I will see you in our next story.